dear Capricorns, and welcome to your February 2021 horoscope. February is a busy month. We've got lots of different astrological events happening and also different influences as well. So let's see what this month brings for you on a more personal level, starting from Venus. Venus, the planet of love and finances, is moving into your area of income, self-esteem, possessions on the 1st of the month, and it will remain here for the majority of February, where both Jupiter and Saturn will be present and Mercury will be retrograde. So as you can see, there is a lot of activity this month happening in your area of finances. This is where the main focus will be throughout the majority of the month. And here Venus is very beneficial when it is transiting the second house. Venus could bring you some financial opportunities. If you have your own business, you could receive more sales, more orders during this month with Venus transiting this area of your life. And this is generally a very good placement for Venus. The only thing is that Venus will conjunct Saturn on the 5th and the 6th. So this could be a testing time. And if you feel miserable about your finances or your self-esteem during these days, just bear in mind that this is a temporary feeling. Venus is a fast-moving planet and it will move away from Saturn very quickly. So the 5th and the 6th will be the major days to keep in mind. And then on the 6th and 7th, Venus will square Uranus. And Uranus is a planet of unexpected events. So here there could be some perhaps financial surprises happening around these days. So this is 6th and the 7th, something unexpected, something unforeseen connected to your financial situation. And as the days go by, we've got a new moon in Aquarius happening on the 11th of February. And this is also in this area of your life, of your finances. Now, with a new moon here, we start a new 28 days cycle. Both the sun and the moon will be present here and the rest of the planets that I mentioned before. So Jupiter, Saturn, Mercury and Venus. So lots of activity. There will be lots of activity centered around your area of finances around this new moon. Your feelings as well. You'll be having lots of thoughts around the area of your finances, possessions, resources. There could be some new opportunities coming up for you around this time. You could come up with some new ideas as well. So this is a quite important time for you to deal with your financial situation. Around the 11th and on the 17th, we've got a famous Saturn square Uranus. And this is between your 2nd and the 5th house. So Saturn will be in the 2nd, Uranus will be in the 5th. Now, Saturn is about the old structures, the old traditions, and Uranus is about the new, the modern, the future. Uranus wants to break whatever isn't working anymore. So if you have been feeling restricted and limited in your area of finances, possessions, or perhaps something was holding you back or someone was holding you back and you couldn't move forward in some creative projects, in your romantic life. Now, perhaps you wanted to start your own business, become self-employed, but something was blocking you before. Now with this square between Saturn and Uranus, which will also happen again in June and December, you will want to break out of the old structures. Let go of the negative old patterns or habits that no longer serve any purpose. You will have the motivation, courage to change something, implement some changes, because you won't be able to move forward anymore into a brighter future. So this is a very important time of the year, and these changes might not happen overnight. You might only realize that something isn't working, that you want to change something here in these areas of your life, and you might only implement these changes perhaps in June or at a later stage, but the stimulation will begin in February, especially with that new moon as well and lots of planetary alignments and influences that are happening in this area of your finances. Now on the 18th, we've got the sun moving into your 3rd house, and the 3rd house is connected to your communication, your minds, also people from your immediate community. Now, wherever the sun is shining its light, this is the area of life that is going to be very busy, where we are going to be very busy dealing with different issues connected to that area of our life. So you could be busy dealing with your neighbors, relatives, siblings more specifically. There could be a lot of communication going on social media, texts, phone calls, emails. You could be receiving some news, some letters. So lots of communication from the 18th of February. And on the 20th, Mercury will go direct in your second house. So finally, perhaps during the majority of February, you were doing some reevaluations surrounded around your finances, your income, your possessions. Now, when Mercury goes direct, your thinking process will be clearer and you will be able to do some more straightforward reevaluations after the time that Mercury was retrograde. Also, any misunderstandings that happened around that time, things will be much smoother, especially communication will be much easier from the 20th. And the month ends with a full moon in Virgo, and this is in your 9th house of foreign people, foreign travel, also higher education and life direction. A full moon is a time of endings, usually a time of releasing, decluttering, forgiving as well. And this is also where the moon will be placed. So your feelings and your emotions will be centered around your life direction. Perhaps you will be thinking about some faraway countries, faraway trips, your higher education, life direction, and also your connection with people from different cultures or countries to yours. If you began something around the new moon in Aquarius on the 11th of the month, now during this full moon, you could see some results of whatever project you started at the beginning of the month during that new moon. And with this in mind, I would like to thank you very much for your attention. I wish you a wonderful February. I hope it's a good month for you. And I will see you in my next video. Bye for now.